Hello everybody, my name is Ethan Hall, your local guide to everything real estate and everything else here in Columbus, Georgia. And in today's video, we are going to be going over kind of two different things. The first part is going to be what your real estate agent should be going over during their listing presentation whenever you invite them over to your house and you're doing your initial interviews. And the second part is going to be about questions you should be asking during this listing presentation to make sure that you are getting the correct person for the monumental task of selling your home and you getting on to wherever that you need to get on to. So this is really to empower you homeowners so that you know exactly what's going to be going on, or maybe not exactly, but maybe get a feel. This is kind of a summarized version of exactly what should be going on, but it should give you an idea of what to expect and what you should be looking for in a real estate agent whenever they come and do a listing presentation. So first thing up is going to be your listing agent should be going over the market conditions specific to the neighborhood that you are living in. So this should be going over, potentially unemployment rates or wage changes, maybe new infrastructure being built in the area, maybe new businesses, other things that can cause some local economic impact. Your realtor should really be well informed in, as well as recent homes sold in the area, as well as active listings sold in the neighborhood and around the area, what their prices are, what those homes have that in common with the home that you're looking to sell, what they don't have in common, things like that, to make sure that they know exactly how the market is going to be, so you can trust them to make the correct decision whenever they come over to the next thing that they should be explaining to you, which should be a detailed pricing strategy for your home. So this includes walking through your home, looking at everything, and then comparing it to other homes, maybe walking through other homes in the area if that is available and they're able to do that. Maybe they'll even take you. I love this. Maybe the listing agent will take you to go see other homes in the neighborhood so that you can see firsthand what your home doesn't have compared to others, and then what your home has compared to others, and see exactly what you think about the potential price that the real estate agent comes up with at the end of the day, as well as providing you with some CMAs too, just in case there's not a lot of activity in the area. Is always a good thing. Make sure that they have one of those that they're able to give you, and they should be able to suggest a listing price to you at the end of the presentation or sometime in the presentation after they get done looking at your house, so you're able to get a good understanding of everything. And they also need to be able to explain to you a plan for potential adjustments to the price if the home doesn't sell within a certain amount of time, how far down potentially you are willing to sell your house for, how much of a profit you're willing to lose on the house to get your home sold, to get you to move wherever you want to go, or maybe you're just trying to capitalize on some equity in your home. Whatever the circumstance may be, you need to be able to, or they need to discuss with you beforehand exactly what the circumstance is going to be if the price needs to be dropped. And this goes on to the next thing with pricing, and kind of included with pricing hand to hand is going to be the marketing strategy. So everybody posts on social media, everybody posts something on YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. It goes on Zillow, Realtor.com. We all know that. Everybody does that. We can press one button and it can go up anywhere and everywhere. That is not a marketing strategy. That is just what everybody else does. What kind of can start separating people is some 3D tours, maybe some virtual tours, some drone shots, professional photos. Maybe somebody does a lot of open houses or has a lot of agents that can do open houses, and you do not live in your house that's going to be sold. So somebody can sit in there for a longer extended period of time to do open houses, so people can just kind of come and see it. Are some things for a good that you can see in a good marketing strategy, as well as if the real estate agent already has a pool of buyers that they're working with, and some of them might be interested in the home that you're trying to sell. Could be a good indicator too. Maybe they have their own website, but they should be able to explain to you exactly what their marketing strategy is and how it goes and everything like that. And then it goes on to the next part. Whenever you're talking to them, how do they handle objections and challenges whenever you're talking to them. So an example of this right here is they should be able to anticipate and address common seller concerns or common concerns that you have. So one main thing would be that we're going to get into in the next part is going to be communication. They need to be able to tell you how they're going to communicate with you. They need to be proactive in problem solving. Whenever, if you ask about a hypothetical situation that comes up, it does not need to be, oh, it'll work itself out, or we'll get there when we get there. It needs to be an explanation on exactly how they would go about, they need to take it seriously on how they're going to solve a problem. If it is something practical, it doesn't need to be a roundabout kind of thing. And I also need to reaffirm the seller's goals and motivations for selling the house. The real estate agent doesn't need to be putting a damper on anything or pushing any kind of narrative towards you at all. So they should be completely 100% for you. That is what they are for. That is a part of the fiduciary duties that they are given and are required to follow, or we are required to follow whenever you sign that listing agreement. And that brings us to the second part of this video. So questions that you should be asking your real estate agent during the listing presentation. So kind of goes back into the marketing. So ask them how they will market your home. So they are not how, but the results of marketing the home the way that they do. So if they have professional photos, maybe they're professional photos versus maybe homes with professional photos versus homes with no professional photos have more chance or more views and more likely a chance of finding a buyer for the house. Or maybe it's the same thing with 3D tours. Maybe they do a crap ton of open houses. Maybe he has a billboard or their own website or anything like that. But they need to be able to explain to you not only the how, but the results of the how. So the results of them posting on social media, the results of them doing an open house, the results of the professional pictures and things like that. Those things need to be explained to you because those are the things that actually matter. It doesn't matter what they do if they don't have any results, if that makes sense. So that is a big question that you need to be asking. And number two is what pricing strategy are you recommending? So this can kind of be all over the place. Agents have all kinds of different pricing strategies and what they like to do, and I don't think any one is exactly the same, but they need to be able to explain their understanding of the rationale of the pricing strategy and the suggested price that they're giving you. And they also need to discuss plans ask them about discussing the plans for adjusting the price. I know we said that in the first part of the video, but it's really important that this gets talked about because you do not want to be in a situation where it has not been discussed beforehand on a potential price drop, and all of a sudden the house has been on the market for 20, 30, 45 days or however long, and now you're having to have a battle out with your realtor, or your realtor having a battle out with the client about exactly what the price of the home should be. So you don't want that to happen, and you want to have a predetermined price beforehand, just to kind of weed out any future complications that she might have. And you need to ask them, the next thing is you need to ask them how are they going to handle offers and negotiations. So how are they going to negotiate with these people that maybe give you a low offer? How are you going to communicate with them? Are you going to throw a counter offer at them back? Are we going to decide on what kind of a counter offer is going to be beforehand? Or is the real estate agent just going to kind of play it by ear and kind of get you what you want to begin with and not try to budge at all? So that's something that you need to have a discussion about as well, exactly what the negotiations and things are and like that are going to be like, and also how they're going to handle multiple offer situations. Are they going to wait a couple of days and then give them all to you at one time, or are they going to give you at one as they come up and then give them to you like that? Also needs to be discussed as well. Also, you need to ask them what the commission rates are and what the commission covers. This is a huge one. So some people have a commission scale going from 5% all the way up to 7%, and each tier, so to speak, has a different thing that comes along with it, or a different benefit that the homeowner has. Some people offer free property inspections or upgrades, or not upgrades, but fixes up to $1,000, other things like that. maybe some moving services, some staging services, and some other things that people can come up with. I mean, it's kind of all over the place with the amount of adjacent things that are to real estate that real estate agents are able to come up to provide value for their client. But they need to explain exactly what is in this commission and what exactly warrants that commission to be had during the transaction is really important. And off up to the next thing is how do they handle, not how do they handle, but what makes this real estate agent different from the other real estate agents that you interviewed. So hopefully whenever you interview a real estate agent, or real estate agents in general, you interview like 4 or 5 of them at the same time, which that would be preferable, so you can get kind of an understanding of exactly what makes a good real estate agent and what doesn't. Because if you interview a lot of real estate agents, ones, you could probably put them in a line and relatively say which one's better than the other, and then pick which one that you're going to want to go with. But you really need to interview lots of different agents, which brings us to the next thing. The next question is that you should be asking all of them is what makes you different from other realtors. And if they cannot give you an answer that is different from, if this dude that's charging or lady that's charging 7% can't give you a different answer, or is a less detailed explanation than the dude that's charging 5%, then maybe you could call into question exactly why they're charging 7% when somebody else that's charging less seems to have the same amount of experience or expertise whenever it comes to selling homes in the area. So that really needs to be talked about. Value proposition on the real estate side is something that we really talk about a lot. What is your value proposition? What can you add to the client's experience to make it better and make everything go more smoothly? So they need to have some kind of value proposition that stands them out from others. Maybe even if they don't, maybe all the real estate agents have the same value propositions. Maybe they all have a moving company or something, and you just pick which one that you want to then. But in general, you want to ask this question just to make sure that there's no additional benefits or anything like that that the real estate agent is going to offer. But that's going to be really it, going over the listing presentation, just a little bit of the listing presentation, and then some questions that you really need to be asking your realtor to make sure that you are getting the right person for the job to sell your home. Because once again, it is a really big task. But anyways, thank you guys for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like it. If you enjoyed the content on the channel, please subscribe. Talk about it in the comment section down below, or just say hey. Anyways, thank you guys for watching.